Got us. Let me know.
Okay. Go ahead.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We apologize for some technical difficulties. The Royals lead 1-0 in the first inning. A sacrifice fly by Lane Thomas, scoring Michael Garcia from third base. Back-to-back singles off Anthony Kay to open the game. Now Salvador Perez batting. Here's the pitch by the lefty Kay, and a swing and a foul pop down the right field side. This will get out of play behind the first base dugout. Our broadcast booth brought to you by Bell Tire. If you can't find free air, a free flat repair, and the lowest prices, find a Bell Tire. Wits at first. The pitch to Perez is off the outside on a changeup from the lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick Lofton waits on deck. Murakami holding Witt at first base. The pitch inside. He almost clipped him on a cutter. And the count now 2-1 on Perez. Sox wearing their home white uniforms, black pinstripes. The Royals in their baby blues, jerseys and pants, and helmets and hats. And Kay will throw over to first. Witt is back. They do have a white panel on the front of those helmets and caps, but it's a good look. Kay would love a ground ball at somebody here and try to limit the damage in the opening inning. The pitch. It is off the outside on a sweeper, and Edgar Carroll is going to challenge it.
Called ball is being challenged by a catcher.
And this pitch did catch the outside corner.
Pitch is a strike. Chicago retains.
So instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. That could be a big swing pitch.
Yeah, hopefully lead to what you just asked for. A ground ball right at the shortstop as Perez has hit into 6 double plays this year already.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Witt takes off. Perez fouls off the catcher Carroll, and that might have gotten him in the mask area as Salvi immediately put his hand on Carroll's shoulder to ask him if he's all right. So they'll give him an extra second. If the Sox win tonight's game, Walner Law will make a donation to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Walner Law handles the toughest car accident cases in Chicago. Call 312-8000000. Walner Law. Win with Walner. The stretch, another 2-2. It's outside on a changeup, and Witt was not running.
Edgar Carroll was asking for a little help on the check swing of the first base umpire. The home plate umpire wasn't assisting. He said, nope, I'm not going to ask for help. He didn't swing. Rude.
Okay, then. That settles that.
Yes.
3-2, swing and a miss. Salvi went way up and out of the strike zone and could not catch up to a fastball. So Kay's got his first strikeout, and that'll bring up Nick Lofton. Lofton playing second base, batting .267. No homers. He's driven in 13. Witt takes off for second. The pitch is low and the throw is late. And Witt did not overslide the bag. He went head first, but was able to keep his foot on the base. As Meidroth did hold the tag all the way through, and he picks up his 13th steal.
Lofton's numbers are good. 12 hits, 13 runs batted in. He hits .455 with runners in scoring position. He hits .313 against left-handed pitchers. So right now, numbers are favoring him to be successful in percentage-wise for hitters, but it doesn't mean he's going to do anything but make it out. So let's hope for that.
1 ball, no strikes on Lofton. Kay with a couple of glances at the base runner. Now the pitch, and he hit him. A sweeper, and Lofton still down in a lot of pain. That pitch, I think, hit him in the foot, and now just getting back up off his belly. Still on his hands and knees.
Well, we know it got him down either in the foot or the ankle. It's one where Kay, you can tell he was distracted. He was keeping an eye on the base runner at second base, Witt, and he started this delivery, started this motion while still staring at second base. And then that pitch, he just held on to it, and it broke and hit him in his right ankle area just above his shoe.
So they're still attending to him at home plate. And it will be first and second. 2 outs. Vinny Pasquantino will be the next hitter, but Lofton very slow to get up.
Hey, grab your friends and head to the park for Miller Lite Baseball and Brews. Get a ticket and 2 beers starting at $24. You must be 21 years of age or over with a valid ID.
So Lofton now with a slow walk to first base. And it will bring up Vinny Pasquantino.
And then his coach tells him to go sweep the leg again. He kind of says, I don't know.
It's a nearly identical lineup to what the Royals had last night against Noah Schultz. First pitch to Pasquantino. Sweeper over the inner edge, called strike 1. Vinny was 1 for 4 yesterday. That included a bloop 2-run single in the top of the 4th inning. Kay delivers. Pasquantino swings and misses at a sweeper. It's quickly 0-2. After a cold April, it's been a much better month of May so far. 12 games this month, and Vinny has 5 multi-hit games. Vinny's hitting at even 300 this month. K's 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. Heater up and in. And Pasquantino couldn't lay off. A couple of strikeouts in the inning for Anthony Kay, but the Royals score a run on.
Fly ball, well tagged center field. Varsho will go to the wall. He'll look up, and that baby's gone. Home run, center field off the mound of Jonathan Aranda. He has driven in 3 runs tonight, and the Rays have a 7-3 lead. 2-1 pitch. Got into that.
I mean, that ball off the bat. Watch how it gains altitude. And I mean, way out there.
It's time for the great mascot race. Here's the pitch. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go, folks. The crowd is going wild. It's the home stretch. It's too close to call. Here's the play at the plate. It's Captain. Congratulations. You won the great mascot race.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
University, right now and always. Visit umkc.edu for more information on our degree programs or how to support UMKC.
Bottom of the first inning at right field in Chicago. The Royals have a 1-0 lead over the White Sox. The Royals got a couple of hits in the top of the first and stranded a couple of base runners and scored one run. They scored that run 3 batters into the game. And so some early run support for lefty Chris Bubic, who takes the mound for his 9th start of the season. Facing Chase Meitroth to begin the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped up foul over the backstop netting and out of play, and it's 0-1. Meitroth is into the leadoff spot with the White Sox facing a left-handed pitcher. Meitroth had been hitting 5th each of the last couple of days against righties. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. It's a bit of a different lineup today for the White Sox and Will Venable. Colson Montgomery is not in the lineup. Neither is Sam Antonacci. Those are both left-handed hitters. Bubic delivers. Meitroth flicks it toward first. Pasquantino's right there. He grabs the spinning liner. Meitroth is out, 1 away. That brings up Miguel Vargas, who's batting second. That's another difference in the White Sox lineup. Munetaka Murakami is still in the lineup, but he's batting third tonight instead. The other difference is Edgar Caro gets a start. Derek Hill gets a start, a righty. Luis Angel Acuna, a righty, gets a start. First pitch to Vargas. Over the inner edge, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Salvador Perez is back behind home plate, catching for the Royals. So he's the starting catcher for 2 of the 3 games here in Chicago. The 0-1. Fastball high and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Then Michael Garcia plays third. Bobby Witt Jr. is at short. Nick Lofton positions up the middle at second. Vinny Pasquantino's well off the line at first. Bubic delivers. Vargas fouls it off his front foot at the plate and goes tumbling into the opposite batter's box. And Salvi helps him to his feet. 1-2 on Vargas. Then in the outfield tonight, it's Isaac Collins in left. Kyle Isbell is in center. Lane Thomas is in right field. And Starling Marte is the Royals' designated hitter tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Vargas. Base is empty, 1 out, bottom of the first. 1-0 Royals. Here's the pitch. That's high, 2-2. So a fastball out of the zone from Chris Bubic, and there's been more of that this season than just about anybody in baseball. Here's the pitch. Down and in with a fastball, and it's 3-2. Now Bubic has the 4th lowest in-zone rate with his 4-seam fastball in baseball this season. Fastball's in the zone less than half the time. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Bubic got him with a sweeper. It was a sweeper that might have wound up a bit high and away, but Vargas chased it. And so Bubic gets the strikeout. 2 gone in the bottom of the first. And that brings up Munetaka Murakami with the bases empty. One of the stories of Chris Bubic's season has been the walks. He's issued 23 walks in 46 1/3 innings. First pitch to Murakami, and he swings and misses, 0-1. Bubic's walk rate is the 2nd highest in baseball. He's issued the 3rd most walks in baseball. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Last time out, he issued 4 walks in 5 2/3 innings. It was already the 6th time this season in 8 starts that he's allowed at least 3 walks. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, 2-1. On the flip side, though, he's been terrific at preventing hits. Opponents have hit just 190 against Bubic this season. That is the 14th lowest opponent's average in the game. The 2-1 pitch. Murakami swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 2-2. And that combination of issuing walks but not allowing hits is the main reason why the walks for the most part, have not come back to bite him, with the exception of pitch count and maybe some other situations that have led to more base runners. 2-2 on Murakami. Bubic delivers. Sweeper stays high, and the count's full on Murakami, 3-2. Not only does Murakami have 15 home runs this season, he also has 32 walks, but also 63 strikeouts. The pitch, Murakami fouls it straight back just below us, and it bounds back into the lower level. Don't worry, Stu, I was ready to jump in there. You were ready too, though.
More or less.
Still a full on Murakami. Here's the pitch. Check swing foul into the backstop netting. Still 3-2.
Will we escape Chicago without a foul ball? That's the question.
Another payoff pitch. Fastball outside, ball 4. Didn't miss by much, but it did miss. A 2-out walk. We pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Royals Baseball Network. Thanks for joining us inside the IBEW Local 124 broadcast booth with Stu and Eric. I'm Jake. We're at Wright Field on the south side of Chicago. The Royals have a 1-0 lead over the White Sox. Runner on first with 2 outs. Randall Grichuk is the batter, with Murakami at first after his 2-out walk. Right now, Salvador Perez appears to be having some pitch comm issues, technical difficulties. Stand by. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. They got it figured out. Open stance from the right side for Grichuk, a former Royal, now with the White Sox. Bubic delivers. First pitch fastball hacked foul over the backstop netting and out of play. And it's 0-1. We saw this do with Grichuk last year in his brief time with the Royals. It's such a tree chopping kind of swing that he has. The 0-1. Down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. It may not actually be this way. You think about hitters that have an uppercut swing. Grichuk's might be the opposite. It might be a lower cut swing. The 1-1. Grichuk grounds it foul third base side, and it's 1-2.
One thing about him is he's comfortable against left-handed pitching over his career. And that's why he keeps getting jobs at this age in the big leagues.
This year against lefties, he's hitting .250 with 3 doubles and a homer. Bubic delivers. Sweeper stays high. 2-2 now on Grichuk. And lifetime .268 with an .818 OPS, though the Royals did not necessarily see those kinds of numbers from Grichuk against lefties last year. Bubic is 2-2. Grichuk hits it high in the air, deep left center field. Collins is onto the track at the fence. It's into the bleachers. A 2-run homer for Randall Grichuk. He does what he is on the White Sox roster to do, and that is slug against left-handed pitching. A 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run homer, and the Royals go from leading 1-0 to trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the first inning.
Bubic left it out over the plate, up a little bit. Grichuk made it a souvenir.
First pitch to Edgar Caro. He slices it foul first base side. It lands on the warning track dirt. 0-1. Caro's a switch hitter, batting right-handed against Bubic.
And there's where the walks you were talking about with Bubic certainly come back to bite him, because that's how Murakami reached.
2-out walk. The 0-1. Fastball up and away, 1-1. Not only have there been way more walks from Bubic this season, but there have also been way more homers That's the 7th home run that he's allowed. The pitch. Carroll rolls it foul, third base side. It's 1-2. Last year, that's the 4th home run that Bubic has allowed. Still, last year, Bubic allowed only 6 all season. Through about half as many innings, he's nearing his totals for walks and home runs allowed from last year. The 1-2 to Carroll. Chopped foul, third base side. Still a ball and 2 strikes. And despite that, Bubic entered tonight with a .350 ERA in his 8 starts. That includes a terrific start against the White Sox last time, 7 shutout innings and 11 Ks. The pitch. Hack foul, first base side out of play. Still 1-2 on Carroll. Last time out, though, against the Tigers, Bubic gave up 3 runs on 4 hits in 5 2/3 innings. A lot of the damage came late in that start. He delivers in the dirt, 2-2 now on Carroll. So it was 2-2 at one point on Murakami with 2 outs. Murakami drew an 8-pitch walk. Now the 2-2 to Carroll, and he rolls it foul, third base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. After it was a 2-2 to Murakami, it was 2-2 to Grichuk. And then he hit the sweeper into the second row of the bleachers in left center. And now Bubic is about to throw his 8th pitch to Carroll and his 30th of this inning. He delivers. Sweeper bends in for a strike. Carroll's down looking, and the inning is over. The damage is done between the 2 strikeouts. A 2-out walk.
Tom Canzone will lead off for the Mariners.
Canzone. Deep left. You can't forget about it. Dom Canzone strikes twice on opening night.
Yeah, just an easy 109 exit off the bat from Dom Canzone. 93 down and in. Crushes this ball. Same spot, right center. Multi-homer game for Canzone. A 1-run game now at the bottom of the 7th. Lester line on the home run ball.
Can we recognize the athleticism of the elite security down there?
Unbelievable. I give it a 10. Pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, come on, Joe Ryan.
It's all part of the experience.
This is an experience tonight. Oh, look out. In between the legs of Jose Altuve, almost clipped his buddy in the on-deck circle.
Hey, that'll wake you up.
And Fortes is able to hang on to the foul tip.
Fortes getting a little help from the love handle there.
And on the ground sharply beyond third, and it's going to roll down the left field line toward the corner. Burrell picks it off the cutout. He's going to have a play at second. Millar is out at second base.
What a slide.
He slid short of the bag, and Tomas Perez puts the tag on him. And now they're chatting. What a nice scene.
That wasn't a real good slide.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Watch now has his very own bobblehead equipped with real fur. This bobblehead can be yours Tuesday, May 26th at 6:40 when the Royals host the Yankees. Be one of the first 20,000 fans at the K to claim your Pasquatch bobblehead. For tickets, visit royals.com/promotions. Oh, to be a fly on the wall when they acquired that real fur. That must have been quite the experience.
There's a story there.
The fur handler. Starling Marte leads off the top of the second. The Royals trail the White Sox 2-1. Lefty Anthony Kay winds and fires. First pitch sweeper stays up and away, ball 1. Marte got the start last night too, went 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Kay delivers, and Marte rips it foul, third base side over the rolled up tarp. It's 1-1. So Marte has now hit safely in 10 consecutive games as a starter. He is 12 for 27 in those games. The 1-1. Marte tries to bunt, but rolls it foul behind the plate. And it's 1-2. Marte was about a third of the way up the line. He was very much running and then bunting as Denny would bemoan on Rod Carew's behalf. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball inside, 2-2.
You know, it's funny how sometimes veteran players that know how to bunt and have done it a million times will do that. We saw even Isbell do that on the last homestand. He's one of the best bunters in baseball.
Kay delivers. Up and away, 3-2 now on Starling Marte. He has been really good in his limited action. He has been put in positions to succeed, and he has. Kay delivers. Fastball sliced foul, out of play off to the right. Still 3-2. And he has done it mostly while also playing right field, something that he only did a couple of times with the Mets last year. He's the DH for the Royals tonight. First time this year he's been the starting DH. Another 3-2. Low and outside, ball 4. So Marte does not put the H in DH. He puts the BB in DBB.
Does exactly what you want. Gets on to start an inning.
The leadoff walk for Starling Marte, also the active leader in stolen bases. For thought, brings up Isaac Collins, switch hitter batting right-handed against the lefty Kay. Royals down 2-1, top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball down the middle, called strike, and it's 0-1. Collins has been a better hitter from the left side of the plate this year than the right side. Against lefties, he's hitting just 179 this season. He's at 263 from the other batter's box. The pitch skips in, Carroll blocks it, and it's 1-1. Hard to have a better name as a pitcher than K. It's not just the letter. Anthony's last name is K-A-Y. 31-year-old from Stony Brook, New York. That is in eastern Long Island. The pitch. Collins slices it in the air. Foul ground, first base side. Murakami's over by the camera well. He makes an underhand grab right on top of the railing. And Collins is out, one away. It's a nice grab from Munetaka Murakami, who has improved defensively at first base, even if that is not his strength. There was a really good piece in The Athletic recently about Murakami and how he's dealt with criticisms early on in his major league career. And Sam Blum put together a nice piece. And part of it talked about his defensive work with Justin Jerschley, who's also the White Sox infield coach, and Phil Nevin, who's in their front office. Kay delivers down and away to Kyle Isbell, ball 1. And in addition to taking a lot of ground balls and really focusing on the defensive side, one of the through lines of the story was also an understanding of what makes him valuable as a player, and an exchange at the end of infield work with Phil Nevin. Kay delivers, and Isbell swings and misses, 1-1. After every defensive session, Phil Nevin turns to Munetaka Murakami and says, "Hey, what makes a great first baseman?" Murakami says, 40 homers.
That's true.
Here's the pitch. In for a strike, and it's 1-1. The point being, if you can hit, then the defense can go by the wayside or at least be overlooked. Or
people don't pay as much attention.
But if he can be even league average at first, which he has been, that's quite the asset. The 1-2 to Isbell. And it's in there, called strike 3. Sweeper got him looking. Third strikeout for Anthony Kay once through the Royals lineup. Back to the top, and Michael Garcia. Royals down 2-1, top of the second. Runner on first with 2 outs. Starling Marte drew a leadoff walk and has not moved from first base. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Anthony Kay, 10 years ago, was the 31st overall pick in the draft. Out of UConn, the Mets drafted him with the 31st overall pick. Here's the pitch. Garcia fouls it straight back, and it's 1-1. Though Kay did not make his major league debut with the Mets, he made his major league debut with the Toronto Blue Jays, when the Mets traded him and Simeon Woods Richardson, now with the Twins, for Marcus Stroman. That was back in 2019. And Kay made his debut that season. The 1-1. Garcia pops it up down the right field line. Long run in and over for Jared Kelnick. A step into foul ground. He makes the catch. Garcia's out, and the inning is over. So the Royals are not able to do.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
You know, in Boston, every now and then you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Ballpark is back. Join us Friday, June 12th at 7:10 for Royals Astros. Take home a special Royals teacher's jersey with the purchase of a theme ticket. Head to royals.com/teachers. The Royals trail the White Sox 2-1. Now the bottom of the second inning at Wright Field on the south side of Chicago. Andrew Benintendi leads off for the White Sox. Chris Bubic delivers. First pitch fastball outside, ball one. Bubic threw 30 pitches in the bottom of the first inning, 18 of them for strikes. He got the first two hitters, then issued a two-out walk, then gave up a two-run, two-out homer. The 1-0 pitch. Benintendi checks his swing, doesn't matter, pitches in for a strike, and it's 1-1. And if it seems like the first innings for pitchers have been rather laborious lately, well, you'd be right. Bubic delivers. Benintendi hits a sweeper to the right side on the ground. Nick Lofton scoops it up, throws to first in time for the out, one away. Brings up right-handed hitting Derek Hill, who had the big swing in Tuesday's series opener. A pinch hit, go-ahead home run in the bottom of the eighth inning that lifted the White Sox to a 6-5 win. Well, Bubic threw 30 pitches in the first inning tonight. Seth Lugo needed 27 pitches in the first inning yesterday. Bubic delivers, and Hill takes outside, ball one. Here's the pitch. In for a strike, 1-1. Stephen Kolek had a fairly pedestrian first inning on Tuesday, 12 pitches, but in the series finale against the Tigers on Sunday, Noah Cameron had a 22-pitch first inning. So, yeah, those first innings required a lot more than the Royals starters would like. 1-1 strike on Derek Hill. Royals down 2-1. We're in the bottom of the second. Bubic delivers. Hill hits it back up the middle through Bubic's legs. Lofton's behind the second base bag. He scoops it up, throws to first in time for the out. Two gone. That's just as well that it went through Bubic's legs. he can field his position, but well, there's 7 guys behind him who can do it just as well.
And one guy who was right behind him.
Brings up Luis Angel Acuna. Right-hand hitter against the lefty Bubic. First pitch to Acuna. Bounced straight back, and it's 0-1. It has been a very cold start for Acuna this year. He's hitting just 175. Bubic delivers. It's inside, and the count's now 1-1. Well, the White Sox got Acuna from the Mets for Luis Robert Jr. It was back in late January. It's actually the second time that Acuna's been traded early on in his career. Bubic delivers. Low and inside, 2-1. Acuna was also traded to the Mets initially from the Texas Rangers when the Rangers got Max Scherzer back in 2023. Here's the pitch. Acuna chops it to the right side. Nick Lofton's there to glove it. He steps and throws to first. And Nick Lofton goes 3 up, 3 down. Every grounder hit his way. And he was up to the task.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite. But I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make. And I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American. Get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef.
Shot to third once. He dives and makes the play.
Right in the weather.
There's the human vacuum cleaner. Gunnar Henderson, how about that big arm across the diamond?
Antonacci. What a catch in left.
Hasn't played third base a handful of days. Nice shot. How about Zach Geloff laying out to make the catch?
He slides to make the play.
Turner diving play. Spins, throws in time. Diving stuff by Royce to his feet. Long throw. Got him. Big time play.
Big Stanton makes the play.
Dives for it.
What a play by Bryson Stott.
Oh, it is stabbed on a dive by Cole Young.
Barger's got to go back a couple of steps. Makes the catch. The throw to the plate.
Slee slides, picks, throws, and Clemens with the scoop to save. Ball game over. Twins win.
He drops a bunt down. Got to make a play. Renhefo, and it's picked by Bowers. What a play on both ends.
Teams, the Red Sox, the Mariners, the Yankees.
It's a lot warmer there right now this year.
It is, but now we're in Chicago.
Yes,
we'll be in St. Louis this weekend. The Royals, Stu, are trying to avoid a sweep. They trail the White Sox 2-1 at the start of the third.
And Bobby Wood Jr. to lead things off here in the third against the lefty Anthony Kay. Who shut out KC in the second after giving up a run in the first inning. And the first pitch to Bobby is a sweeper. Swung and a miss. Pitch down and in on the right-handed hitting Witt. Anthony Kay pitched 5 2/3 scoreless innings on 3 hits against the Royals back in April. The finale of that series. When the White Sox gained a split in the 4-game set. A swing and a bouncer back to the mound. Backhanded stab by Kay. He'll run toward first and then toss to the first baseman Munetaka Murakami for the first out. So Bobby grounds out after singling and stealing a base his first time up. And now it'll be Lane Thomas. He's batting in the 3-hole for a second straight night against a lefty for a second straight night. Last night, Lane was 0 for 3 with an important walk that turned into a run. Tonight, in his one-plate appearance, he's driven in the Royals' only run so far with a sacrifice fly to center field. Right-handed hitter swings and lines it right to the third baseman, Vargas. He jumped on the first pitch cutter. Like shards of his bat came off the end of it as he made contact and lined out very quickly. And it's been a quick first 2 outs for 31-year-old Anthony Kay. Kay went 5 2/3 when he was matched up against Lugo in that ball game. It was a series where there were 3 straight 2-0 decisions, and in that game the White Sox won it 2-0. So both starters were very good that night. Now Salvi catching again tonight, batting cleanup. He struck out his first time. Kay kicks and deals, and he misses a little bit low. Nobody on, 2 down. They play Salvi to pull, and he holds up and takes a sinker down and away. Salvi now 2 for 10 in this series with a home run with his 0 for 1 tonight. And the 2-0 in its way upstairs. Salvi at 309 home runs. 8 away from tying George Brent for the franchise lead. And there's a breaking ball for a called strike in the inside corner. Kay has struck out 3. He has walked 1 and hit 1. 3-1 on Salvi. The pitch. And he swings and lines it to left field. That'll be a 2-out single. Salvador Perez gets on base for the first time. And that will get Nick Lofton to the plate. Nick's been among the Royals' hottest hitters. And he's been a clutch hitter. He's been great with the bases loaded. He's been great with runners in scoring position, period. He's been great as a pinch hitter. And tonight, in his 1 plate appearance, he reached base painfully with a situation in which he was hit by a pitch, but he got on. Now he's up for a second time. Runner at first, 2 down. Right-handed hitting Lofton. And he takes one down and in. Lofton and Massey have settled into a mostly platoon situation at second base. So Massey, the Chicago area native who grew up the White Sox fan and has great numbers against the White Sox because of the percentages, is turned out only started 1 of the 3 games here. Here's the next pitch. Swing, grounded to short. Acuna has it on a knee, flips to second for the final out of the inning. Salvi retired, Lofton retired. Inning is over, but Salvi did get a base.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are Thai cubs.
And these are Thai cubs.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes it special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say, one great play deserves another.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
In Missouri. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com.
We come to you from the IBEW Local 124 broadcast booth here at Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois, home of the White Sox, who began the night 21-21. First time they've been 500 since the very end of the 2022 season, so almost 4 years ago. 3 years since that 81-81 record, it's really been tough times for this squad. But boy, have they shown a lot early this year that they're definitely an improved ball club. They lost, the White Sox did the last 3 seasons, 23, 24, 25. They lost a total of 324 games in those 3 years. Well, this year they're 500, about a quarter of the way through the season. And at the moment they're in second place behind Cleveland Guardians, a game and a half out of first. See how this season rolls along. And it's Jared Kelenic, the number 9 hitter, to bat for the first time, standing in to lead off the inning. Liner to center, coming in is Isbell, and he had the ball take off on him at the last moment as he was coming in, but he's able to reach up and make the play and get the out as Kelenic is retired on the first pitch he sees. And good news for Bubic, who had to throw 30 first inning pitches. Gave up a 2-run homer to Grichuk in that frame, but 30 in the first inning, just 10 in the second. first out here in the third inning. Now back to the top of the order. And their second baseman, right-handed hitting Chase Meidroth, who's batting in the leadoff spot in the order. Open stance. And he takes a pitch down and in from the lefty Bubic. Meidroth came in at 273, 319 his last 25 games. And the 1-0. And he'll take it a little bit upstairs. Meidroth hitting 366 against left-handed pitching. That's why he's leading off tonight. They went with a left-handed batter last night against Lugo, of course. That was Antonacci, and the night before against Cole. They have a righty in there. Now the ball is low, and it's 3-0 on Meidroth. Bubic making his 9th start. He's 3-1 with a 350. He's 3-0 on Meidroth right now. And the pitch is inside. That's ball 4. And Bubic issues a 4-pitch walk. That's the second walk for the White Sox tonight. And it'll bring up Miguel Vargas. White Sox have had more success against lefties as a team. There's a lot of factors that go into it, a lot of variables. But bottom line is, when the White Sox have faced a left-handed starter, they're 6-7. The Royals, when they face a left-handed starter so far this year, they're 2-9. And the batter now is Vargas, right-handed hitting third baseman, takes one down and in from Chris Bubic. Now time is called. So a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first after the Royals scored a run on the top of the first. Sac fly by Lane Thomas got the Royals a run, and then a 2-run homer by Grichuk gave the White Sox their current 2-1 lead. We're in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch from Bubic, and a breaking ball is pulled foul up the third base side. Miguel Vargas quietly having a nice season. 9 homers, 5 doubles, and a triple, and 849 OPS. Very healthy number offensively. And now we have a pitch clock violation on Bubic. So it's 2-1 as they call an automatic ball there on Vargas. Not what you want to do, give him a hitter's count.
Kind of amazing how we rarely see those anymore.
Yeah, you're right. So 2-1 now on Vargas. Struck out in the first inning. Royals have not turned 2 yet tonight. Love to do it here. Here's the 2-1. And a swing and a ball squibbed foul up the third base side, in and out of the hands of Justin Jersley, their third base coach. Royals will play the Cardinals this weekend. We'll head south and a little bit west to St. Louis tonight. And a Friday night game, and then matinees both Saturday and Sunday from Busch Stadium, the I-70 series. 2-2, nope, throw over to first base. Cardinals coming off a series win as they won today in Sacramento to beat the A's. They took 2 out of 3 from the A's. Michael Wacha comes back to face his original ball club tomorrow night. He'll pitch for the Royals. Dustin May goes for St. Louis. And the pitch swing and a opposite field ground ball into right field for a hit. Station to station as Meidroth stops at second base, but Vargas has an oppo single, and with 1 out, they're men at first and second for the home team. The White Sox are attempting to sweep the Royals for the first time since May of 2023. That's 3 years ago. It's kind of a lifetime ago from a White Sox perspective. We talked about those 324 losses the last 3 years. That was one of those seasons. That was a bright spot and otherwise a pretty bad year. Here's Murakami checking his swing and taking a strike. Left-handed hitting rookie first baseman. Drew a walk. His 33rd walk of the year, and he came home to score when the guy on deck now, Grichuk, homered him home in the first inning. Right now, first and second, 1 out. And the lefty deals, and Murakami takes a pitch down and away. Murakami is 1 for 19 against the Royals. He's hitting .053. He has struck out 9 times. He's now walked 8 times. Royals have held him down so far this year. Can they do it tonight? Here's the 1-1. And a sweeper misses down and away to the left-handed hitting slugger. Murakami, with his 15 homers, is on pace for 58 long balls this year. 112 RBIs and 123 walks if he keeps up the pace he's on. 2-1. First and second, one out. Now the pitch. And a sweeper misses away. And now it's 3-1. 2-0 for Chicago, 1-3-0 for the Royals here in the bottom of the third inning. Clear night, cool night, but clear here on the south side. And the 3-1. And a swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. Murakami, the White Sox hope, is on his way to becoming the 7th Rookie of the Year in White Sox history. A 6-year-old import from Japan. 3-2. And the pitch. And a breaking ball misses. Low, ball 4. So both times he's been up there, he's walked. That walk loads the bases as Meidroth moves to third. Vargas moves to second base. So 3 walks, 2 of them to Murakami.
And now he has to face Randall Grichuk, who homered his first time up with the bases loaded as Brian Sweeney's out for a chat. It is really curious as to why there have been this kind of a spike in walks for Bubic this season. A lot of it is the fastball not being in the zone nearly as much as it's been. Some of it is that the fastball at the top of the zone maybe isn't getting called strikes in the same way as a result of ABS zone dimensions, or maybe just not as much swing and miss on the fastball in particular. But Bubic has backed himself into a corner with the free passes quite a bunch this year.
So bases loaded now for Grichuk, who hit a 2-run homer to left center in the first inning, his 3rd homer of the year, his 6th and 7th runs driven in. Grichuk is 1 out of 2 of the bases loaded, couple of RBIs. So the 3rd time he's been up with the bases loaded. 1 out. Infield back, hoping for a double play ball. And an off-speed pitch misses high. The change from Bubic, it's been such an effective weapon for him this year. Coming into this game, opponents were 2 out of 32, 0-61 against that changeup. One of the most effective pitches by any pitcher in baseball. 1-0. And a breaking ball. That time's a called strike. And it's 1-1 on right-handed hitting Randall Grichuk. 3 homers now, 4 doubles. And the 1-1. And a swing and a liner to center field. That's going to be down for a hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Vargas around third. He'll score as well. 2 more runs come in, and the White Sox lead at 4-1 on a 2-run single to center field off the bat of Grichuk. So the leadoff walk, or not the leadoff, the 1-out walk turns into a run, and then the base hit by Vargas turns into a run. And Murakami, who walked a moment ago, is at second base, so it's first and second, 1 down, and the White Sox lead by 3, and they bring up their catcher, switch hitting Edgar Caro, of course, batting right-handed. He struck out looking his first time. Bubic delivers, and a swing and a foul sliced out of play down the right side.
What's amazing about the walks to this point is that of the 23 he'd issued, only 5 had come around to score. But tonight, 2 of the 3 have come around to score.
Hits are even at 3 apiece, but a 4-1 White Sox lead. 0-1 in the pitch to Caro. Tried to hold up. Did he go? He sure did. They appeal. That was the swing by Caro, who has been slumping. He's hitting a $159 overall this year, and even worse, his last 14 games, a $121. He's making his 24th start, though, behind the plate, so he's getting a lot of time as the catcher. Bubic has had 4 double plays turned behind him this year. Here's the 0-2. And that one catches the outside corner. The fastball is strike 3. Called strike 3, and so 3 strikeouts to go with 3 walks now for Chris Bubic. Well, you do wonder about finishing last year on the injured list and the shoulder, and if anything has had to shift a little bit to adjust. Andrew Benintendi now, he grounded out to second his first time, and he fouls the first fastball straight back. 0-1 the count. But I mean, what Bubic has done as a starter since the elbow surgery a few years back has really been remarkable.
Well, that's the thing. There's always been starts like the one against the White Sox in April where he goes 7 shutout and strikes out 11.
Yeah. 0-1 upstairs. And at times, he's made it look so easy. And we know it's not.
And to your point, though, he's been almost a different pitcher since coming back from Tommy John surgery. His ERA since the surgery is a full 2 runs lower than before Tommy John.
1-1, the pitch. Swing and a foul back and out of play. 1-2 on Benintendi.
Some of that could be the surgery, sure. Some of that could also be the development of his slider and sweeper, which had started in 2023, his first few starts before he needed the surgery, and he'd looked sharp, in particular in one of those starts against the Giants.
Here's the 26th pitch of the inning for Bubic on the 1-2 count, and a breaking ball is fouled out of play, and we'll do it again. Bubic needed 30 in the first inning. He had a 10-pitch second inning, and now 26 rather in this frame, so he's really building that pitch count up. The Royals don't have any days off until next Thursday. They'll go right back into action tomorrow night, so starters trying to give the team as much length as they can give. Here's the 1-2, and a breaking ball misses inside, and it's 2-2 on the former Royal, Benintendi, who's hitting .225 on the year. 2 homers, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 17 driven in. He's the DH again tonight. And the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a foul back. Just got a piece of that slider. For what it's worth, Benintendi probably can't explain it either. He's hitting .294 at night and a .135 during the day.
I could probably explain it.
He's not a morning person. There are many possible explanations. 2-2, and the pitch, and a swing, and a liner caught on the backhand by Vinny Pasquantino on a ball headed down the right field line, and that takes a hit away from.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score, and the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. And he makes the catch. That got out there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "Did you see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Second through Monday, May 25th. Enjoy Fireworks Friday, a Royal T-shirt giveaway, and a QT stainless steel splash cup giveaway. Join the fun and grab your tickets at Royals.com/promotions. Very attractive homestand. Begins Monday night, and the Royals are home for 9 games beginning Monday. 3 very attractive opponents as Vinny Pasquantino stands in to lead off the 4th inning, and he takes the ball inside. Royals have Boston coming in for 3 night games next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 1-0 on Vinny. Now the lefty deals to him, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. And then next Friday night, the Mariners come into town for a weekend series. Monday or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Memorial Day, the Yankees come in for 3. And there's a foul ball back this way, a little bit below us here. And when the Yankees come in, the Monday Memorial Day game will be a day game. There'll be a special time, 2:40 on that Monday, a week from Monday. And then night games Tuesday and Wednesday, week after next. So 9 games Boston, Seattle, and the Yankees on the next homestand. There's a breaking ball popped high in the air into shallow right. And coming in and waiting under it is Kelnick, and he'll make the catch. And Vinny flies out. So he has struck out, flied out, and now it's Starling Marte. So don't forget about Memorial Day, a 2:40 start against the Yankees when that series begins a week from Monday. Now it's Marte, the DH. He drew a walk his first time up. Right-handed batter against the lefty Anthony Kay. Top of the fourth inning, 4-1 Chicago. Here's the pitch from Anthony Kay, and the fastball is a little low for a ball on Marte. Marte is a career .358 hitter against the White Sox. His OPS north of 800. So for whatever reason, he's been comfortable against him over the years. There's a breaking ball down and in. 2-0 the count. Isaac Collins waits to hit next. And the 2-0 pitch. And that misses down and in. Marte. Could he walk a second straight time? Royals would take that. Get Isaac Collins to the plate. Isbell due up after that. Nobody on, one out here in the top of the fourth. Royals down 3. And now Kay kicks and deals. And a fastball is a called strike, and it's 3-1. .31-year-old 6-foot lefty Anthony Kay works from the first base side of the rubber. Comes set. Now kicks and delivers. And a swing and a miss. A good breaking ball. And after falling behind 3-0, Kay has gotten back in the count here with a 3-2. And right-handed hitting, number 0 on that all powder blue uniform worn by Starling Marte as he steps back in. And the 3-2. And a swing and a miss, and he struck him out with a fastball down and in. So after falling behind 3-0, Kay stayed after him, and he struck him out. That's his 4th K on the night. And now Isaac Collins. So he had 5 2/3 scoreless against the Royals when the Royals saw him a month ago. Tonight he's allowed 1 run so far in 3 2/3 innings. Collins with nobody on and 2 down. Batting right-handed, almost hit by that pitch, or was he? It got him. He jumped out of the way of a pitch that was down and in on him near his knees, and apparently it grazed him, and so the Royals will take it. A base runner with 2 down will get Isbell to the plate now. Second batter that Kay has hit.
Well, you heard Ryan and Q talking about it pregame. Anthony Kay proved himself to be a pitcher that will throw inside. When you do that consistently, every now and again, there's a margin of error, and you're going to hit a guy.
He just barely grazed him, so take the free base. Now it's Isbell. Struck out looking his first time against the lefty. Pitch to Kyle. Fastball called strike. Dave Island, the longtime former Royals pitching coach, talked about it a lot. In the years when the Royals became contenders, and he would preach, he'd say, I'm okay if we lead the league and hit batters, because it means we're pitching inside. Here's the 0-1. And a breaking ball misses up and in, and it's a 1-1 count on the Royals center fielder. He's playing tonight as the center fielder against a left-handed pitcher after he had last night off from the starting lineup. Here's the 1-1, and a breaking ball misses up and in, and it's 2-1. Of course, Q has so many things to weigh when he makes out his lineup card. Sometimes you go away from a strict platoon. You think, well, he's going to bring elite defense in center. He can bunt. He can do a lot of things, even if he doesn't hit a lefty consistently as well as some other guys. There's a bouncer to the right side. Meidroth, the second baseman, has it. Underhand flip to the first baseman, Murakami. And the 2-out hit batter does not.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans, and while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table, and once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these two socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
Swung on, bang toward third. Fielded, dropped by Zimmerman. Now he can't come up with it. It's in his jersey. It went in his jersey. He kept looking for the ball, and it stuck underneath one of the buttons into his jersey. How did it do that? Have you ever seen that? No. And what's the ruling? A base hit.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal, and I played with Eddie, and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards, and I know.
Chopper and Oreo. Grab your Friday night tickets at Royals.com/promotions. The next Fireworks Friday will be a week from tomorrow night with the Seattle Mariners in town. Royals took that series 3 straight up in Seattle a couple weeks ago. And they'll try to do it again at home. Chris Bubich back to work. Derek Hill, right-handed hitter, center fielder tonight. Bunts at the first pitch and bunts it foul. And it's 0-1. Bubich had a clean, quick 1-2-3 second inning, but a lot of pitches in the first. 2 runs come in to score. A lot of pitches in the third. 2 more runs came in to score. And now it's 4-1. And Bubich and the Royals hoping that that's going to be it in terms of giving up runs tonight. Right now the Royals down 3, and there's a pitch outside. It's 1-1. A 2-run Randall Grichuk homer in the first inning, and then a 2-run Randall Grichuk RBI single up the middle in the third inning. And Grichuk has driven in all 4 tonight. There's a foul straight back and a fastball. And the former Royal coming back to bite one of his former teams here tonight. Derek Hill is, we said, their center fielder. He's a right-handed batter, and he's in there for a reason. He's hitting .323 against lefties this year. Now the pitch, and a swing, and he skies it a mile in the air, down the right field line, over toward foul territory is Lane Thomas, and just on the fair side of that left field line, he'll make the catch. And there's the first out of the inning. Of course, Derek Hill hit the big home run that untied the game in the 8th inning on Tuesday night. He's starting the ball game, but right there he flies out down the right field line. So a ground out and a fly out for him. And now it's Luis Angel Acuna, the shortstop, right-handed batter. Nobody on, 1 out. First pitch, high for a ball from Bubich. Acuna, 175 batting average, 114 his last 19 games. He's played, split his time this year between center field and shortstop, 2 premium positions. And the pitch, and a swing, and a line to left field, a base hit. So Acuna hasn't had many of those this year, but he's on with a 1-out single here. This is his 9th start at shortstop tonight. He has started in center field 17 times. So a 1-out single, and the number 9 hitter Jared Kelenic, who was one of the heroes last night for them, a 2-run double last night that at that time put the White Sox up 5-3. Left-handed batter against the lefty Bubich. First pitch, and a breaking ball misses high. 4-4-0 for the White Sox, 1-3-0 for the Royals. Here at Rate Field in Chicago. This place will be jumping this weekend. Here's the next pitch. Breaking ball misses a little bit low. It's a long homestand for the White Sox, and it concludes this weekend with 3 games in this ballpark, beginning tomorrow night against the Chicago Cubs. Cubs are here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 2-0 as Kelenic stands in there and waits and takes a pitch low, and now it's 3-0, and Bubich really having trouble locating right now. So the Cubs have gotten off to a great start this year. And obviously the White Sox are much improved. So they'll be packed all 3 games here this weekend, no doubt. Runner goes, 3-0 pitch is a strike. Throw from the catcher, Salvador Perez, is not in time. And it's a stolen base for Acuna, his 7th on the year, and he's in scoring position. Cubs are leading the National League Central at 27-16. The Royals are going to see the Cardinals this week, and the Cardinals tied with Milwaukee for 2nd in the National League Central, 2.5 back of the Cubs. And the White Sox at the moment are a 500 team, and if they hold on and win tonight, they'd be a game over 500. 3-1 now on Kelnick. And the pitch to the left-handed batter, swing and a bouncer right at Bobby Witt Jr. He was positioned just to the left of second. He'll throw to first for the out. That'll move Acuna to third base, but now with 2 down, so the infield can stay back. And Chase Meidroth will be the hitter. And Bubic trying to keep this a 3-run deficit. 4-1 Chicago. Meidroth has lined to first, walked and scored tonight. Straight up defense for Meidroth. Little bit around to the left on the infield, and there's a big breaking ball that misses high from Chris Bubic, whose pitch count has reached 81.
Kind of cool looking at Acuna and Garcia over there at third base.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a hot shot by the mound and by the diving Lofton into center for a hit. Acuna will score, and Meidroth comes through with a 2-out RBI, and the White Sox lead is 5-1.
And boy, Lofton just missed it too. That ball went off the front slope of the mound and then skipped a little bit higher over the second base bag, and Lofton made a diving, tumbling try, and the ball wound up just under his glove.
And somewhat remarkably, when we put in context earlier, that RBI hit up the middle came off a Bubic changeup. And that's only the 3rd hit he's given up against that pitch all season. And it drives in a run right there, as the batter now is Vargas, the right-handed hitting third baseman. He takes the sweeper for a strike. Vargas has singled and scored and struck out 1 out of 2. Meidroth, the runner at first, with 2 down and a 5-1 White Sox lead. Infield shaded around to the left, wide open on the right side of the infield. The pitch, swing and a foul back and out of play by Miguel Vargas.
Hey, credit Acuna. The stolen base is the key part of that whole thing. If Acuna's not on second, then Kelnick's grounder is likely an inning-ending double play. But instead, Acuna moves up to third and then comes in to score.
It's huge. So a guy that's kind of underperformed for them this year has a big inning offensively for them, and there's a swing and a miss by Vargas, and he's down on strikes, and that'll end the inning. But another run comes across for the White Sox.
Got to get yourself ready. Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that? What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good.
But it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh, my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Gorman popped up the first pitch he saw in the 6th inning, so his second trip to the plate. Full count. Swing and a drive. That's a mammoth shot for Gorman. A long home run over the bullpen. Ted Williams always said, get a good pitch to hit. When you do, don't miss it. Nolan didn't.
94-mile-an-hour fastball by Englert and a deep drive. 443-foot shot by Nolan.
White Sox 5-1. The Royals had a 1-0 lead in this game after scoring a run against Anthony Kay 3 batters in. Well, the White Sox responded with a 2-out, 2-run homer in the bottom of the first, and they've added 3 more since. Michael Garcia leads off the top of the 5th. Anthony Kay delivers a first pitch sweeper, led her high for a strike, and it's 0-1. Garcia scored that Royals run back in the top of the first inning. It was after he singled to start the game. The pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kay's now thrown 64 pitches, 38 of them for strikes. He delivers. Garcia chops it towards shortstop. His cousin Acuna gloves, blows a bubble, and throws to first in time for the out. 1 away. So that was an assist with some flair.
Yep, that's what Alex Gordon caught a lot of balls in left field blowing bubbles over the years, but shortstop's a little closer in.
1 up, 1 down for Kay in the 5th, and now Bobby Witt Jr. bats. He's 1 for 2. The pitch, in for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Bobby's extended his hitting streak now to 7 games. You know what? When he is on, man, is he on. The 0-1. Hit on the ground foul, third base side, it's 0-2. And they're prolonged stretches. We've seen this now the last few years, that it's a 2-week, 3-week, month-long, 2-month-long span. Kay delivers, and Witt takes low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Part of that comes with being the best all-around player in the sport, sure, but a handful of times a year, there does seem to be another level, if that's even possible, for Bobby Witt Jr. Here's the pitch. Skips in. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Witt. He now has 53 total hits this season. That's tied with Shea Langoliers for the 2nd most in the American League. Just a few behind the Major League leader, Otto Lopez. The 2-2. Dribbled foul at the plate, still 2-2. Lopez, the Marlins, has 56. Now, Bobby's led the majors in hits each of the last 2 years. There is only one other player in baseball history that has led the majors in hits in at least 3 consecutive seasons. Take a moment to guess. Here's the pitch. Just low and away, 3-2. Eric says he has a guess. Eric's rendered his guess. Stu, you got a guess? Stu says pass. Eric was correct. He responded Ichiro. Here's the pitch. Foul to the plate, still 3-2. Ichiro led the majors in hits 5 straight years. 2006 to 2010. Still 3-2 on Bobby Witt Jr. Another payoff pitch from Anthony Kay. Fastball popped up foul, out of play off to the right. Off the ribbon scoreboard just below the upper deck and back into the lower bowl. Still 3-2. Bobby prepares for a 9th pitch from Anthony Kay. He's fouled off 4 of them. 3 of the last 4 that he's seen included. Kay delivers. Down and in, ball 4. That nearly got Bobby Witt Jr. on the right toes. He got the back foot out of the way. He draws the walk. We pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Royals Baseball Network. Coming to you live from the IBEW Local 124 broadcast booth. Royals down 5-1 to the White Sox. Kay delivers, and Lane Thomas rolls it foul behind the plate toward the third base on deck circle. It's 0-1. With Steve Stewart and our producer-engineer Eric Guthrie, I'm Jake Eisenberg. Series finale on the south side. The Royals are trying to avoid being swept by the White Sox. Down 5-1 in the 5th. Here's the pitch. Over the outer edge of strike, 0-2. It is possible that the Royals can win this game and do so by the identical score of the last 2 nights, 6-5.
Here, here.
The pitch. Rolled down a third base line foul, still 0-2. I was talking with Len Casper, White Sox radio broadcaster, and he pointed out that there must be a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
Because the 6 games between these two teams this year, the first 3 all had 2-0 final scores. The second 3, the finale of the last series and the first 2 here, all finished at 6-5. The pitch. Bounced straight back up and over the netting, out of play, still 0-2.
And they can measure everything and tell you what's happened before, what hasn't. But I got to think, even 3 in a row and 3 in a row might be the first time ever, but certainly 3 in a row and then 4 in a row. Can't imagine. But the bottom line is win the game.
And alas, that has not happened for the Royals here. The pitch. Inside, 1-2. The Royals are, in fact, 2-4 against the White Sox so far this season. The Royals come back to Chicago in about a month, and then the White Sox don't come back to Kauffman Stadium until the very last series, or last homestand of the season. Toss to first, and Witt's back standing. Now, the important takeaway from all of these identical final scores is not so much that they're identical, but that every game has been close. The pitch, down and in, 2-2 now on Thomas. Each of the 6 games have been decided by 2 runs or fewer. The Royals have been okay in these tight games, 10-12 overall in games decided by 2 runs or fewer. Here's the pitch. Down and away, 3-2. So Thomas was behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Now it's back full. He's about to see an 8th pitch from Anthony Kay. And this after Bobby Witt Jr. drew a 9-pitch walk. Here's the payoff. Fastball laced back up the middle, a base hit into center field. Witt stops at second. Throw comes in behind him, and he makes sure to get back to the bag. So 2 lengthy at-bats from Witt and Thomas have runners on first and second with 1 out for Salvador Perez. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a single. We were talking about Salvy's approach to George Brett and the franchise home run record. Got me thinking about home run records in general and the way that we think about them, which I'll argue is a little flawed. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed, 0-1. Yes, Salvador Perez has 309 career home runs in the regular season. Why wouldn't we include the postseason ones too? 6 there. Here's the pitch. Witt takes off for third. Salvi fouls it away. Had a play off to the right, 0-2. And well, what about the minors? That's not the majors, sure, but lifetime home runs in professional baseball. We don't really think about that. I'm not saying we should, but yeah, the totality of Salvador Perez's career, he's hit 354 professional home runs between the majors, minors, the Venezuelan Winter League, international play, postseason action. It's a lot of homers.
It is.
Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-2. I think about this, too, when we get to Hall of Fame debates for pitchers. And there are some of those pitchers that were terrific in the postseason. But for some reason, we don't really think about their postseason numbers and add them to the regular season numbers when considering that case. It's just an interesting thing. Yeah. Here's the pitch. Inside, nearly clipped Salvi on the hands. It's now 2-2.
Well, George had 10 postseason home runs in an era when only 4 teams made it in each league. But bottom line is they're both worthy of being the all-time leader in homers. But it's a lot of long balls.
George had 25 in the minors, I think, on his way up. Here's the pitch. Salvi chops it down the line at third. Vargas gloves, throws to second, one out there. Turn to first, in time for two. The inning is over, and the Royals squander an opportunity to claw closer. No runs, a hit, no errors, one left on base. Halfway home.
Fly ball in foul territory. Mike Felder was there, but could not hold on to the ball. Like he had it.
There's the ball there, and then that ball comes out of somebody's glove in the stands.
See, he thought the ball at his feet
was the ball in play.
Was the ball in play? He did, and he slapped his own glove, thinking he had missed the catch when in essence he had it.
That is weird. That is a very weird play, and I don't ever want to see it again.
Murakami to pull, 1-2 from Sandy. That one cut on and missed, and Murakami swings over the top of it. Another punch out for Munetaka Murakami.
Well, I'm going to say that was a changeup.
Yeah.
But either way, it was a nasty pitch down and away from Murakami.
Got him. Changeup. 2 away.
Boy, this has been Picasso, Rembrandt, everything put together with the way he's worked on the mound, with the stuff he's had, the location.
Van Poppel starts his motion, stumbles, the ball gets away, and the runners move up. I think there's going to be a full moon tonight.
Green gives a great effort, goes back, leaps straight up above. Boy, a strange play right there.
Hunter at the wall, jumping, and it's out of here! Hunter had the ball, Gary, and his glove fell over the wall.
Ground ball, step to the mound. Boston goes to the plate. He thought the bases were loaded.
How do you like that? How do you like that?
Will it be on SportsCenter tonight? Bank on it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Winder Avila is into the game, on in relief of Chris Bubic. With 84 pitches in his 4 innings tonight. Bubic allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, struck out 4 and walked 3. This call to the bullpen is powered by Wholesale Batteries. Any battery, anytime, delivered anywhere at wholesalebatteries.net. So the Royals need some outs and some length. Avila threw an inning and a third on Tuesday through 27 pitches. He's looked much sharper since his return to the big leagues. Well, this is now a stretch of 8 games in which the Royals rotation has one quality start. That was Waka on Saturday when he threw 7 scoreless. And what has been a strength for the Royals this season has been a little bit of a weakness now over the last week or so. Munetaka Murakami leads off. He's drawn 2 walks tonight. Avila kicks and delivers. The first pitch breaking ball dips low. That's ball 1. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Salvi challenges.
Called balls being challenged by the catcher.
Salvi's been very good this season. And this one's close, but no cigar.
Calls confirmed.
Outside by 1/10 of an inch.
It's as close as you get.
2 balls, no strikes on Murakami. Avila delivers. And Murakami swings and misses at a fastball, 2-1. Murakami wears number 5 for the White Sox, and you see a bunch of number 5 jerseys in the stands. The pitch, that's low, 3-1. Someone the other night that appropriately had Murakami's nameplate in Japanese instead of in the Latin, the English characters. Avila delivers. Oh, and outside ball 4. Murakami's walked for a 3rd time tonight. Brings up Randall Grichuk, who's had a big impact tonight. He's 2 for 2 with a 2-run homer and a 2-run single. 2 hits, 4 RBIs for Grichuk. Royals 5-1, bottom of the 5th. Murakami, when he was playing in Japan, wore number 55. He switched to 5 stateside to represent a new era of his baseball life. Avila delivers low, ball 1 on Grichuk, and Salvi goes out of the mound to chat with him. Asked around, it is pure coincidence that Murakami wore 55 in Japan, For a prolific home run hitter, that is a hallowed number. 55 was the number of home runs that Sadaharu O hit in a single season. That was the single season record by a Japanese-born player forever. Sadaharu O did that in 1964 until it was broken by Munetaka Murakami. Salmi's back behind the plate. The 1-0 pitch inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Murakami hit 56 home runs in 2022. He was the MVP of the league that year, won the Triple Crown.
And only 22 years old.
The pitch. Richick chops it to the left side in the hole. Garcia flags it down over to second one. Relay to first in time for 2. Nicely turned by Nick Lofton at second base. And Avila erases the leadoff walk. Richick's back to the dugout for the first time tonight. And Murakami along with him. Base is empty now for Edgar Carroll. Sadaharu O is such a fascinating figure.
Yeah, he was always history. He was always considered the kind of played at the same time Hank Aaron did, you know.
First pitch to Carroll, roll to the right side. Nick Lofton scoops it up. Lollipops to throw a first in time for the out, and the inning is over. Sadaharu O, 800.
Welcome back to Cincinnati. Gino swung on, crushed high, deep left field. There it goes. Goodbye into the second deck. A 3-run go-ahead blast.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez to the second deck, and he thunders the Reds ahead 3-2.
Well, there was absolutely no doubt about that one right there. 431 feet for Suarez. That ball was smashed.
Two outs, 2 strikes on Reggie, and you've got to know he's going to get the super sinker. The set, here it comes. The sinker swung on and missed. Reggie is fuming at Dale Ford. Reggie's been ejected. Reggie Jackson has been thrown out of the game. And now Reggie comes back. He's got a bucket of ice, and he's spreading it all over the AstroTurf. He can't believe it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
The next, and soon your financial plan is on track and your goal is in sight. So take the next step with UMB Private Wealth and experience the power of compounding good decisions. Go to umb.com/private wealth and schedule an appointment today.
The 6th inning is our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Emily Lewis from Grain Valley, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Emily wins $800. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park in this inning, Emily wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. And if the Royals do hit a grand slam, everybody will celebrate with Emily because it will mean the Royals will have at least tied the ball game. They're down 5-1 as they come up here in the 6th inning in the finale of this 3-game series. The improved White Sox had the upper hand. They've won a couple of 1-run games, and right now they have a 4-run lead. And Nick Lofton has been hit by a pitch, and he's grounded out in this ball game. See if he can get on to begin the 6th inning. He'll be followed by Vinny Pasquantino and Starling Marte. Right-handed batter against the lefty Kay, whose first pitch is in there for a called strike. Kay just threw his 88th pitch of the night as he works here in the 6th inning. He went 5 2/3 scoreless the last time the Royals saw him about a month ago. Lofton waits. Here's the 0-1, and a swing and a fly ball hit pretty well left field. Richard going back to the track in left center, and he makes a catch on the track. So Lofton trying to go deep perhaps for the first time this year, comes up a little short. It's about the only thing he hasn't done yet is hit a home run. So 1 out here in this Royals 6th inning, and Vinny Pasquantino will bat. Vinny, in the month of May, coming into this ballgame, 12 games in May, hitting .300 after a quiet April, which is typical for his career. slow start and then really gets going. Here's a swing and a high pop-up on the infield. The third baseman, Vargas, coming in and stepping into foul territory to make the catch as Vinny pops out. There are 2 quick outs for a guy that began the inning with 87 pitches. And he's only needed 3 pitches to get 2 outs here, and now he's an out away potentially from a quality start. Royals have done very little against him after that first inning when Garcia singled and then Bobby singled, and eventually Lane Thomas brought in a run with a sacrifice fly, and that's been the Royals' only run. There's a called strike on Marte, who's the DH tonight. He's drawn a walk and he has struck out. Number 18, the lefty K, kicks and delivers, and a swing and a miss and a cutter down and in under the hands of the right-handed batter as he swings and misses. 0-2 the count. Marte, the only active player in the big leagues with at least 150 homers and at least 350 stolen bases. 37 years old, having a nice year for the Royals. In the pitch, he'll swing and line that one to center. Coming in, and it's going to drop in front of Hill as he came in and couldn't quite get there. Drops in front of him for a 2-out base hit, and Marte keeps on contributing. He is a 2-out base runner, and that'll bring up Isaac Collins.
It's now 11 straight starts with a hit for Marte.
Kudos.
Meanwhile, Anthony Kay was hopping around hoping that would be caught. This is the elusive 18th out, which he has never recorded as a big league pitcher.
Royals going to try to keep that from happening again. We'll see. Here's Collins. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's popped out foul to Murakami. First pitch has popped a mile in the air, left side of the infield. Looks like he's going to get his 18th out. Acuna waiting under it. He'll make the catch, and there it is. Out number 18, a 2-out single. Marte left stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. White Sox lead it.
If you want to Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Perez comes after him with that changeup again. Hammered deep left center field, incoming Julio! That's a big time home run. 436 feet.
Did that sound good or what? That was louder than the fireworks going off right now after that home run by Julio way out there to the pen. And talking about distance, how about that home run? Look at Julio pumping up the crowd right behind the first base Mariner dugout.
Games in the near future on the homestand that begins next Monday when the Red Sox are in for 3 night games. 6:40 starts next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday against Boston. As Andrew Benintendi, the former Royal, will lead things off here in inning number 6 against Luinder Avila. And the pitch is fouled out of play off to the left. Luinder issued a leadoff walk in the 5th inning in his first inning of work. Then he got a double play ball off the bat of Grichuk, and then he retired Carroll. So he faced the minimum in that 5th inning, and now he's out to pitch the 2nd inning of relief. Benintendi waits for the 0-1, and he takes the strike. Benintendi, the DH, has grounded to second and lined to first tonight. The Royals have Boston in next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, and Seattle is in for 3 beginning a week from Friday night. There's a breaking ball that bounces in front of the plate. It's 1-2. And the Yankees are in beginning Memorial Day Monday. 2:40 first pitch on that Monday afternoon. So Monday, Memorial Day, will be a day game, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, the week after next, against the Yankees, will be 6:40 starts against the Pinstripers. The Royals had trouble in New York when they saw them back in April. There's a check swing and a pitch away, and it's 2-2. Get your tickets at Royals.com. Benintendi, an all-star and a gold glover for the Royals back in 2021. Here's the pitch. He swings and just tops it foul. Just barely got a piece of that curveball. Luinder Avila is a guy that the Royals are very high on. A 6'3" right-hander who's 24 years old. This is his 9th appearance of the year. Here's the pitch, and it's down in the dirt. And when we were in Seattle a couple of weeks ago and the Royals swept the Mariners, he really lit it up in that Saturday night game. The game the Royals held on to win 3-2. Actually, the Royals came back to win 3-2, scoring 1 in the 9th, 1 in the 10th. He was a big star in that game. 3-2 pitch swing and a foul back and out of play. That was the night in which they retired Randy Johnson's number. The place was packed. There was a lot of electricity in the house. And Luinder Avila came on in that ball game and pitched 2 scoreless innings where he was just electric. A couple of 1-2-3 frames against a good lineup in a tough environment. 3-2. Swing fly to center, sending Isbell back. He's waiting under it. He'll make the catch. And there's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring Derek Hill to the plate, the right-handed hitting center fielder. He has grounded to second and fly to right. Avila in that outing threw 23 pitches over 2 scoreless innings. 6 up, 6 down with 1 strikeout. We were seeing 98s, 99s on the radar gun that night. He was in charge on the mound, and he's doing a nice job here tonight. He's faced the minimum through an inning and a third, and he'll go to work on Hill, who's 0 for 2. And he'll swing and miss at a first pitch slider from Avila on a cool evening here on the south side of Chicago. Now the 0-1. And a swing and a miss at a slider. White Sox are trying to sweep a 3rd series this year. They've already this year swept the Blue Jays and the Angels. And not only have they won those series, they've also won a series over San Diego, and they last weekend took 2 out of 3 from Seattle. And those are among the wins that have helped propel them to a 500 record now, 21-21. 0-2 on Hill, the pitch, and it's a slider away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, they're trying to sweep the Royals for the first time in 3 years. The Royals have a few more at-bats, though, to have a say in that matter, and the pitch is down and away as he tried to slider again, and that one got away from Salvi and went back to the backstop. Avila is the Royals' 2nd pitcher on the night after Chris Bubic started. And only went 4 innings. He ran that pitch count up pretty quickly, the pitch. And that one misses outside as he tried the fastball. He reared back, fired, and missed. Bubic, 5 runs on 5 hits over 4 innings. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and a 2-run homer off the bat of Randall Grichuk. Grichuk has driven in 4 of the 5 White Sox runs tonight. Pitch, swing, and a foul off. 3 balls, 2 strikes. But Bubic needed 30 pitches in the first inning, 28 pitches in the 3rd inning. And he was out after 4 innings and 84 pitches. Here's the pitch from Avila, and that's low for a ball. So a 1-out walk. He issues his 2nd walk on the evening. He erased his 5th inning walk with a double play ball. See what he does here with Luis Angel Acuna, who singled against Bubic in the 4th inning, came around to score on a Maedroth base hit. And that was the 5th run of the night for the White Sox, the final one given up by Bubic. There's a bunt attempt, and he bunts it foul with a runner at first and 1 out here in the White Sox 6th inning. Infield shades Acuna way around to the left for this right-handed batter, and the pitch. And it's a called strike, so it's wide open. I mean, Vinny's holding the runner standing right on the first base bag. Lofton is maybe 5 feet to the right of second base, so there's at 85 feet of wide open real estate on the right side of the infield for Acuna. The Royals are betting he's not going there. Runner goes, pitch is low, throw down is late A high throw from Salvia, but it was late. A great jump by Hill, and he steals his 5th base of the year, and he's in scoring position with 1 out. And that reduces the likelihood of a Royals double play with a runner at second now. 1-2 on Acuna. Now Vinny with a runner at second is playing way off of first base. 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and away, and there's a strikeout, the first of the night for Luinder Avila. Got him with a slider. Real weapon for number 58, Avila, a guy who you're going to hear a lot about, see a lot over the years as he continues to hone his craft and mature as a major league pitcher. Jared Kelenic, number 9 hitter, 0 for 2 tonight, left-handed batter. Runner at second, 2 down for the Sox. Here's the pitch, and it's down low for ball 1. 1-0 on Kelenic. He is from the Milwaukee area, from Waukesha, Wisconsin, so fairly close to home playing here in Chicago. Depending on the traffic, he's anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours away from home. Here's the 1-0, and it's called strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. And Kelenic still just 26 years old, so it's been 8 years since the Mets made him a first-round pick out of high school. Getting a chance here with this improving White Sox team, 1-1, and it's called strike. Signed as a minor league free agent this offseason. He started the year in AAA with them at Charlotte. He's been up now for a few weeks, getting regular at bats. 1-2 now on Kelenic. Kelenic. Left-handed batter waits. Right-hander Avila delivers. And did the batter go around? Nope. Checked his swing in time on appeal. Kelenic batting 9th in their order. Of course, the Royals went with a lefty starter tonight. Kelenic himself a left-handed batter. He came in with a .276 batting average. There's 1 extra base hit. Came last night, a double, his first as a White Sox player. Here's the runner going off second. 2-2 pitch, waved at and missed, and there's the strikeout, and that ends the inning. So back-to-back Ks by Avila to finish the 6th. He puts up 2.
Here's Brandon Lau, whose first inning home run yesterday was enough for the Pirates to win it 1-0. He swings and lofts one high in the air, deep to right. And has he done it again? Yes, sir. Home run for Brandon Lau. His 10th of the season. A towering blast to right. And again, the Pirates up 1-0 in the first on a Lau home run.
A no-doubter right there, Joe. 111 miles an hour off the bat. And man, that ball jumped off the barrel of Brandon Lau's bat. First pitch fastball, just like O'Neal Cruz got.
Yeah, Jim O'Day looking to hit the brakes here, and because that grass out there is moist, it'll be tough to get your footing out there.
From the middle, backhanded by Lindor, who stumbles as he throws it away. Alonso, a diving attempt to stop that one.
They're playing a little tic-tac-toe over there by the Pirates dugout. And Emmanuel Valdez says, get serious.
We're going to need to check back in on this situation.
See if he gets that one on anytime soon.
Oh, they kept going. I mean, you got to stop it. Oh.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Those come up in the 7th inning. We come to you live from the IBEW local 124 broadcast booth at Rate Field here on the south side of Chicago. Longtime home of the White Sox. It used to be called New Comiskey. You wouldn't be able to call it that now anyway, even if you hadn't changed the name a few times. But of course, it replaced their original longtime home, going back to 1910 Comiskey Park, back in 1990. Here's Izzy leading off this 7th inning. Left-handed batter is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out. And he looks at a strike from the lefty, Anthony Kay, who comes out to at least begin this 7th inning. We'll see how far he goes. He's given up 1 run over 6 innings. The pitch and a swing and a foul tip right into the mitt of their catcher, Edgar Caro. 96 pitches for Kay. With all the right-handed bats coming up after Isbell, would not be a surprise to see if this were it for Kay after this batter, whether Izzy gets on or not, is the lefty Anthony Kay, their starter, who's done a whale of a job tonight, has his first 6-inning performance, tries to get a 19th out on the night. 0-2, and a swing, and a little flare into left center. That's going to drop for a hit, and it's going to roll all the way to the fence. Isbell on first, he's to second. He's not stopping there. Here he is into third, standing up with a triple. An opposite field triple for Kyle Isbell, his first 3-base hit of the year, and the Royals have the leadoff man in scoring position here in inning number 7.
Well, that's a sour end of the night for Anthony Kay, who does complete a career-best 6 innings and does clinch a quality start for the first time in his career. Isbell served that into left center. They were playing him shallow. And now the Royals maybe are set up for a comeback against the White Sox bullpen.
Well, a nice start to the inning.
Dave Holtz now stands in. He gets fisted toward the Angel dugout. Got folks moving. Again, slapped that way. Same spot. Uh-oh. Gray with the 0-2 pitch. Same spot almost. Still with 2.
They say it's a game of numbers. Pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Simply Fuel protein balls at Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, and Target. Go to simplyfuel.com to find them in your local Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, and Target.
So Kyle Isbell gets the inning off to a great start with a leadoff triple here in the 7th. The Royals are down 5-1, and now Michael Garcia will bat. He'll face the new pitcher for the Sox. He is right-hander Tyler Davis. Garcia is 1 out of 3, and he takes a pitch high. No, actually, a strike called belt high, and it's 0-1 the count. Garcia led off the game with a base hit to right field. He eventually came around to score in that first inning, and the Royals have not scored since. It's their only run to this point. He's got a runner at third, Isbell, nobody down. The righty delivers, and a check swing and a called strike, and it's 0-2 on Garcia.
Pitch is called a strike. The bat is challenging.
So you hear that Garcia is challenging. We'll look at the board in center field, and it is.
Kansas City retains the challenge.
So it was a ball. So it's a 1-1 count on Garcia. Last night, Tyler Davis was the first pitcher out of their pen, and he wound up the winning pitcher, and it was his first major league win last night for this rookie. And there's a pitch down low. Did the batter go? On appeal, he did not. And it's 2-1 now on Garcia. Davis is 6'2" right-hander, 27 years old. Here's the 2-1. And a swing and a chopper toward the middle. Acuna to his left has it. Throws off balance and gets Garcia, gets his cousin with a good play. Very athletic play. It does score a run, though, and the Royals are within 3 now. It's 5-2 as Isbell, with the infield playing back, came in to score easily. And the Royals are within 3 after that leadoff triple. The Royals cash it in right there as Garcia drives in his 18th run of the year. So a 3-run ball game, and now Bobby Witt Jr. The base is empty and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Davis with a 4.50 ERA coming in. This is his 8th appearance, and there's a pitch outside, ball 1 to Bobby. He's been on twice in 3 plate appearances. A single, a stolen base, a ground out, and a walk tonight. Trying to get on here and keep the fun rolling. They put 1 up here in this inning. Can they put up more? Next pitch. Swing, fly ball, hit well to right center, but not deep enough. Hill in right center, backpedaling a couple of paces, will make the catch. And there's out number 2, so they get a tough hitter, Bobby Witt Jr. And now the Royals are going to pinch hit for Lane Thomas. And it will be Jack Caglione, left-handed batter, with his righty out there in Tyler Davis. He just made his Major League debut in late April. Again, inning and a third last night, scoreless, and his first Major League win. First pitch to Cags is taken low. He replaces Lane Thomas in the batting order now. Lane had a good night tonight in 3 plate appearances, a sacrifice fly, a hit, and a line out. Left-handed batter against this righty Davis. Here's the 1-0. And it misses outside to Caglione. The Royals need base runners. Salvador Perez is on deck. 5-5-0 for Chicago. 2-6-0 for the Royals. They play in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch to Caglione. Swing and a high pop fly. Coming in, the center fielder Hill. Still coming, still coming. He's there, he's got it. Caglione flies out. The Royals get the leadoff triple. They do cash in that run, but they're limited to that 1 run. Time to...
It to center. Waldy's got it. Ryan Waldschmidt with a diving catch in left center. What a fantastic play by Ryan Waldschmidt.
That's crushed. Left field. Hey, no doubter. It's on its way. It is gone. Over the Crawford boxes, off the wall. Julio.
That was 106 off the bat. What a night for Andres Jimenez. That is the first 2-home run game of Andres Jimenez's Major League career.
How about this? 5 strikeouts in a row for Weathers. Swing and a miss. That's the 9th strikeout for Ryan Weathers. Quite an outing for Ryan Weathers. Had a no-hitter going into the inning.
He swings away, launches a ball down the line. Fair ball. Goodbye, 3-run homer.
How about you, Kobe Mayo, huh? Boys, he fired up, and that had to feel good, folks.
Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Well, the Royals have hit 5 singles tonight, and every Royal single this season earns a donation from Sun Life and the Kansas City Royals Foundation for Team Smile in their mission to improve the oral health of Kansas City youth. Well, the Royals got 2 relief innings out of Luinder Avila. Now they turn their bullpen attention to Alex Lang. So the right-hander comes on. He's the Royals' 3rd pitcher on the night. Uniform number 56 for the veteran, Kansas City area native, Alex Lang. So good job by Avila. 2 innings, no runs, no hits. He did walk 2, but he struck out 2, and he had a double play turn behind him. So good job by Avila. Now it is Lang as the Royals try to stay within 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Meidroth, top of the order for the White Sox here in the 7th. Right-handed hitter looks at a strike from Alex Lang. Meidroth tonight, a walk and a run scored. He's also driven in a run with a base hit, as he's the leadoff man for Will Venable tonight in their batting order. There's a called strike with a left-handed starter originally in the game, Chris Bubich. Alex Lang worked a scoreless 8th inning last night. He hit a batter, but that base runner was picked off, and so he faced the minimum in a scoreless 8th last night. 0-2 in the pitch, and a swing and a hard ball up the middle. off the bat of Mydroth. So he has his second hit. As Lang came with a fastball, but Mydroth sent it even faster into center field. So the man who preceded Lang on the hill, Luis Uriavila, induced a double play ball in his first inning of work. That's something Lang could use right now. Here's Miguel Vargas. He has struck out twice. He's also singled and scored 1 out of 3. Right-handed hitter, native of Cuba, former Dodger. Takes a strike from right-hander Alex Lang. Royals right back at it tomorrow night in St. Louis. Michael Wacha on the mound against his former team, the Cardinals. Royals trying to come from behind tonight before they head to the Gateway City. There's a pitch down and away. 1-1 the count on Miguel Vargas. Lang comes in with a 5.49 ERA. This is his 18th appearance as a Kansas City Royal. Now the 1-1. And a swing and a ground to third. Garcia's got it. Goes to Lofton for 1 on to first. 2. A 5-4-3 double play as they go around the horn and erase that leadoff base runner. 2 down, nobody on, and the batter will be Murakami. So a big pitch right there. A sinker inducing the ground ball to third to start the double play. The Royals have turned a couple of double plays tonight. Murakami, left-handed batter. Looks at a strike. Murakami tonight. 3 plate appearances, 3 base on balls. So he remains 1 for 19 lifetime against the Royals. Here's the 0-1. And he takes one inside. Did that get him? It did not, but it went all the way to the backstop. He's up and in on Murakami. You hear how the crowd feels. He's obviously quickly become a fan favorite here in Chicago, but Alex Lang doesn't want to wake a Lion who's been a little bit asleep from a home run standpoint against the Royals. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. He has hit 15 home runs this year, 3rd in the major leagues, and against the Royals so far he has not. We'll see if Lang can keep him in the yard here. 1-2. And the pitch. And a swing and a chopper to second. Nice big hop for Lofton. He'll throw from the outfield grass to Vinny Pasquantino at first. Inning is over. Alex Lang faces the middle.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft.
A series sweep at the hands of the Chicago White Sox. The Royals trail the White Sox 5-2. Lefty Sean Newcomb is into the game out of the White Sox bullpen. He threw a scoreless inning last night, all wrapped around a hit by pitch. Salvador Perez leads off with Nick Lofton on deck, and then Vinny Pasquantino to follow. Lofton's the one who was hit by a pitch last night by Newcomb, so maybe Lofton can get a little bit of revenge. Newcomb's got some pitch comm issues before this inning begins. Now he's got one that works, and now he takes the mound for his 19th appearance this season. Been a good year so far for Newcomb, 23 and 2/3 innings. He's struck out 23. He's only walked 8. Salvi's 1 for 3 tonight. The pitch, outside ball 1. Newcomb does have pretty extreme reverse splits so far this year. Righties are hitting 208 against him. Lefties are hitting 306 against him. And it's an OPS difference of about 250 points. The pitch, foul tipped into Caro's made a strike, 1-1. So it's actually Vinny Pasquantino in the hole that has the theoretical platoon advantage here. The 1-1. Salvi strokes it past Acuna. It's short and into left field, a base hit. Well, so much for that. Righties can get hits too. Salvi's on with his second hit of the game. That's what makes platoon matchups so interesting and nuanced. It is not just about what the pitcher does against hitters, but it's also about what the hitter does against pitchers. And you'd be correct in assuming that Salvi has better numbers against lefties. Newcomb delivers, and it's high to Lofton. Strike 1. Lofton taps his head to challenge.
All strikes being challenged by the batter.
The Royals only have 1 challenge remaining. And this pitch was high for a ball. Successful challenge.
They retain.
1 ball, no strikes on Lofton. And boy, has it been an active night for Nick Lofton. Hit by a pitch in the first inning. Newcomb delivers. Lofton chops it over the mound, off Newcomb's glove. It caroms toward Mydroth. He gloves, throws to first in time for the out. A great recovery from Chase Mydroth, streaking towards second and then angling onto the infield grass. Salvi's over to second. Matt Quatrero's come out of the first base dugout to talk to the home plate umpire, Ben May. I wonder if he's asking about defensive positioning. Didn't see where Mydroth was when that pitch was thrown. Matt Quatrero's gone back to the dugout. He seems to be content with whatever the second base umpire and crew chief Chris Conroy said. It's also unclear what Q was requesting. First pitch to Vinny Pasquantino. And he hits it high in the air, deep straightaway center. Derek Hill circles and makes the grab. Salvi stays put at second, and now there are 2 outs.
By the way, with Lofton getting hit last night, getting hit tonight, getting all the hits with his bat, he came into this game with a .375 on base percentage.
And also defensively tonight, 7 assists at second base.
In 1 inning where he took care of all 3 batters.
Yeah, tied a major league record.
That's right.
Presumably. I can't imagine a situation in which you could have more than 3 outs, but baseball has a way of creating those situations some way, somehow.
Usually when you say extra outs, it's because somebody made a mistake and a runner got on. You literally don't have extra outs.
First base umpire John Tumpane just motioned to Sean Newcomb about making sure he came set. Maybe that's what Q was asking about. First pitch to Starling Marte, in for his strike, and it's 0-1. Salvi at second, the pitch. Over the outer edge of strike, 0-2. This is potentially another situation tonight in which the Royals have the leadoff man reach base, but fail to score. It happened in the second inning. It's happened a lot lately. Royals down 5-2, top of the 8th. Newcomb delivers. Marte slices it in the air, straightaway center. Derek Hill has it lined up. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. A leadoff single for Salvi. He gets to
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
Captain Derek Sanderson Jeter is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
.net. Lucas Erceg is on the mound, and he's pitching for the first time in nearly a week. That is not a good thing when your closer hasn't pitched all that much lately. Well, Lucas last pitched last Friday. He threw 14 pitches against the Tigers and wound up with a win in a game that the Royals came back to win on Kyle Isbell's walk-off single. That was the Kyle Isbell game. And Erceg threw a scoreless inning that night, but again has not pitched since. So he's on the mound with the Royals trailing by 3, bottom of the 8th in Chicago. Royals down 5-2. Sam Antonacci pinch hits to lead off the inning. Erceg delivers. Antonacci goes after the first pitch, slices it down the line. Collins dives. It's off the edge of his mitt, rolls behind him. Antonacci takes off for second and hobbles in safely. Not sure if he twisted his ankle or felt something grab, but he was not running full speed once he rounded first base. Once he saw that ball get by Collins, a player like Antonacci is thinking 3. And he winds up at second without a play because of where that ball wound up, but he did not look comfortable doing so. And so Will Venables out of the third base dugout to check on him with a member of the training staff. It's a leadoff double for Sam Antonacci, who came off the bench cold.
Oh.
And then swung at the first pitch. And you said, oh, Stu, what'd you see?
About halfway between first and second. It's the kind of thing you see when a guy tweaks a hamstring, possibly. Although now he's jogging out there on second base, says he feels okay. So he felt something, it appeared. But the good news is he's staying in there. So we're happy about that.
And he gets an ovation.
We're not happy he's at second base, but we're happy he's okay.
The runner in scoring position with nobody out. Batter is Edgar Caro, batting left-handed now. Erceg delivers. And Caro swings and fouls it away, third base side out of play. It's 0-1. Erceg has been much more like the lights-out Lucas we've come to know and love watching pitch, really for the better part of the last 3 weeks. The pitch, fastball high, and the count's now 1-1. This really goes back to his outing against the Orioles, in which he blew a save, walked 3. That was kind of the valley, and he's risen since. The pitch, down and in, 2 balls and a strike now on Edgar Caro. You go back to April 21st. That was the very next night. Erceg pitched a scoreless inning and wound up getting the win in that game. Since then, he's thrown 8 innings. The pitch, bounced straight back over the netting out of play, 2-2. And he's only allowed 1 unearned run in that span of 8 innings across 9 appearances. He has 5 saves and 5 tries, and also 3 wins in that span. The 2-2. That's low, 3-2. Currently, though, not pitching in a leverage situation. This is, hey, it's been almost a week. Royals down by 3, bottom of the 8th. The pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Erceg powered a fastball by him at 97.
Well, that's the nature of the position. I always say feast or famine for a closer, because if you're on a nice winning streak, you get 2, maybe 3 days in a row, and then if you're really on a roll, you got to sit the guy, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, we have to rest him, and then when you're losing games, you don't want to use him because you're hoping that the next day you're going to need him, and the day after that.
First pitch to Andrew Benintendi. He chops it to the right side, past Quintino gloves, toss to Urseg covering, in time for the out, 2 away. And Antonacci goes over to third. Brings up Derek Hill. Well, the Royals, since Urseg last pitched, got a comfortable win over the Tigers. That's when Waka went 7 shutout. And then 3 consecutive losses. The series finale loss to the Tigers, and then the losses each of the last 2 nights. And Urseg might have pitched on Tuesday if not for the Royals having given up the lead in the 8th inning of that game, when Strom allowed a home run to the guy who's at the plate, Derek Hill. First pitch. Hill triggers, doesn't swing, he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Talked to Lucas last week about what he feels the difference has been. And he delivers. Pitch is a strike, 0-2. It's the strike throwing, first and foremost. He's walking many fewer batters than he did the first part of the season. But he's also getting a lot more swing and miss and chase. The pitch up and in, and Hill limbos out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's what we've seen from Lucas the last couple of years. We've seen a lot of strikes. We've seen a lot of swing and miss. We've seen the power and the stuff. The 1-2. Just low and outside, 2-2.
And all of Royals Nation was breathing a sigh of relief after that collision Friday night, that he was okay and that he's able to pitch now. And he's an important cog, especially with the Estevez.
The 2-2. And it's rolled towards shortstop, back up the middle, a base hit. Derek Hill pumps his fist. He has an RBI single. The White Sox have added a run in the bottom of the 8th, and the Royals trail 6-2. Well, Urseg went with the slider. That's a pitch that has gotten a lot more swing and miss, but this one stayed up. This pitch was, as they say, strike to strike. It started as a strike and ended as a strike instead of strike to ball. The kind of pitch that is designed to get chase. A pitch that looks like a strike coming in, but finishes out of the zone. Throw over to first, and Hill's back standing. So another big hit in this series in the 8th inning for Derek Hill. The Royals now trail by 4. Luis Angel Acuna is the batter. Urseg delivers. That's low for ball 1. Acuna was the fulcrum in the 4th inning. He singled, stole second. That helped the White Sox avoid a double play. And Acuna came around to score. Here's the pitch. Up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Chris Bubich allowed 5 runs on 5 hits in his 4 innings. Scoreless relief from Luinder Avila and Alex Lang until Urseg here in the 8th. He's allowed his first earned run in 3 weeks. Hill takes off for second. Urseg steps off the mound, throws to Lofton covering. Lofton chases Hill back to first. Feed to Pasquantino, running him towards second. Feed to Witt, running him toward first. Pump fake, tag applied. Hill's out, and the inning is over. Hill went on first move. Urseg.
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. And the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going score easily. They're going to wave winners around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the third straight hit to open the fifth inning. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. And he makes the catch. That got out there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "You see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed. Top of the ninth, last chance for the Royals. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Royals Baseball Network. We're coming to you live from the IBEW Local 124 broadcast booth. Top of the ninth inning on the south side of Chicago. The Royals trail the White Sox 6-2. And the Royals are 3 outs away from being swept. Isaac Collins leads off. Lefty Sean Newcomb stays in. He delivers. And Collins takes high for ball 1. Not the outcome that anybody in the first base dugout would have expected this week. The pitch. Going outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And the Royals split a 4-game series with the White Sox at Kauffman Stadium, all close games about a month ago. The 2-0. In for a strike, 2-1. Well, the Royals have gotten the better of the White Sox by a wide margin over the last couple of years. Newcomb delivers. Up and away, 3-1. The White Sox are better. There's no questioning that. With a win, they're going to be above 500 this late in the season for the first time in a few years. The pitch. Collins chops it toward third. Vargas gets the one big hop, shuffles and throws to first in time for the out, 1 away. Now, the last time the White Sox were above 500 this late in the year was the very end of the 2022 season when they were 81-80. And they lost their season finale and finished right at 500, 81-81. The White Sox are better. There's no question about it. But that's only one side of the coin. First pitch to Kyle Isbell. Better high fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Other teams around baseball are better or worse. Somewhere in the middle. The 0-1. Just inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caro taps his head to challenge.
Ball being challenged by the catcher.
Caro's challenged a couple of times tonight. Few have challenged more pitches than Caro.
Chicago has 1 remaining.
And Caro's right again. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Isbell. Newcomb delivers. Takes a fastball for a strike. It's 1-2. By the way, the White Sox now have Tristan Peters in center. And Derek Hill moves over to left. Randall Grichuk is out of the game. Here's the pitch. Slash foul. Third base side out of play. Still 1-2. The other side of the coin is that the Royals entered this season with, candidly, postseason or bust mentality. And even more than that, winning the division as the goal. The pitch. And that's knee-high outer edge, called strike 3. Isbell's down looking, 2 gone. Now that is still very much possible. The Royals entered tonight just 4 games back of first place in what's been a very compact division. But they've had 10 straight games now against the division. The Guardians, the Tigers, and now the White Sox. And the Royals are 1 out away from going 4-6 in that stretch. Newcomb delivers, and Garcia takes a strike. It's 0-1. And the White Sox fans here on the south side are on their feet. We have seen larger crowds and louder crowds this year, rightfully so. The 0-1. In for a strike, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Way high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the fact remains the White Sox are better. The Royals feel that they are better too. But in this series, the White Sox have been better than the Royals. The pitch. That's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see what happens in a month and what happens at the very end of the year. That's when it really counts, right? The 2-2 to Garcia. Slash foul out of play off to the right, still 2-2. Of course, they all count the same, but point being, at last homestand with the White Sox and the Guardians, we'll see where everybody is in the standings. It's a long year. Here's the pitch. Rolled foul, third base side, still 2-2. On to St. Louis after tonight's game. Series opener of the I-70 series tomorrow night at Busch Stadium. 7:15 first pitch. Newcomb delivers. Garcia hits it on the ground to the right side. Backhand stop from Mydroth. He throws to first in time for the out, and the game is over. The Royals lose to the White Sox by a final score of 6-2, and the Royals get swept on the south side of Chicago. They lose all 3 games. In all 3 games, the White Sox scores 6 runs. 6-5 losses on Tuesday and Wednesday. A 6-2 loss tonight. And the Royals have lost 4 in a row overall and have fallen to 19-25 on the season. The White Sox